How would your life look like if you had millions of dollars at the time you retire, but at the same time, you can enjoy your life today? The goal of this video is to get you started investing in these two retirement accounts. The first one is the Roth IRA, the second one is the Roth 401k. If you started today with $0 at the age of 30, you would have $5,136,613 if you retire at the age of 65 with a 10% annual return. This number can fluctuate based on your age, the amount you're investing, and the amount of annual household income. These numbers can be different for some people based on a lot of different factors, but I'm just going to take a base factor and just assume that you're at age 30. Without further delaying this video, let's get right into the video. So a Roth IRA is an individual retirement account which is funded with after-tax dollars. This means that contributions to a Roth IRA are not tax deductible, but at the time of withdrawal in retirement, it is tax-free. In 2023, the contribution limit has changed to $6,500 compared to $6,000 if you're under the age of 50. If you're the age over 50, then you could deposit an additional $1,000 to your account, making the total to $7,500 of contribution per year. The tax date here in the US is April 18th, so if you want to make the contribution for your last year's tax season, what you have to do is before April 18th, you have to deposit the $6,000 from last year, but for the current year, you could deposit any time before the next tax return that you file. So for a Roth IRA, there are a few requirements that you would have to follow in order to fund that account. The first is that if you're filing single, you would have to make less than $153,000 in 2023 in order to fund your Roth IRA account. But if you're married filing jointly, you would have to make less than $228,000 in 2023 in order for you to qualify to fund this Roth IRA account. So what can you buy in this Roth IRA? You could buy stocks, bonds, exchange traded funds, so which are ETFs. You could buy CDs, even you could buy crypto in some cases, depending on what account you open up. So what I would recommend is you to buy a good quality ETF like the Vanguard S&P 500. The ticker symbol is VOO. So you can open up a Roth IRA in multiple different accounts like M1 Finance, Webull, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab. There's a lot of different options, but the one that I have is Webull. Not because that it provides data or any kind of trends or anything. It's just for simplicity, because I have a normal brokerage account with Webull. I would just like to have a place where I can have all of my accounts in one place. So that's why I use Webull when I could change between my normal brokerage account and my Roth IRA. But if you, let's say, have TD Ameritrade, right? They also have like a normal account, but you could also have a Roth IRA with them and you could easily switch. So that's really important for me, which is convenience. So there are some qualified and non-distributions that you could take if you want to remove the money earlier before 59 and a half. Right? Like if you're a first-time home buyer, medical expenses, or any different thing like for higher education. But what I would recommend is not to touch this fund unless it's a big emergency. The point of this account is to grow your account rather than having you depend on that account for funds in the future. So there should be some funds that you need to have outside of this retirement account. You should always have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up before you start investing into these accounts. After the age of 59 and a half, you could withdraw without any penalty. But if you withdraw before that, then you would have to pay 10% penalty if it's not a qualified distribution or anything. So now let's talk about a Roth 401k. There are normal types of 401ks like traditional 401ks, but if your company does offer a Roth 401k, this is what I would recommend you to do, to invest your money in a Roth 401k. But what is a Roth 401k? A Roth 401k is a retirement savings account offered by most employers in the United States. It allows the employee to save a portion of their income and have invested by their employer directly into that retirement account. So my employer goes through Fidelity, and that is where I invest in my Roth 401k. So similarly to the Roth IRA, a Roth 401k is also funded with after-tax money. So at the time of retirement, you don't have to pay any taxes on the capital gain. This means that you won't get any immediate deductions for the current year, but at the time of retirement, you're going to have a huge benefit when you have millions of dollars in there, which you don't have to pay taxes on. So there are also contribution limits to a Roth 401k, which is similar to a traditional 401k. So the contribution limits for 2023, if you're under the age of 50, is $22,500. But if you're over the age of 50, then it's $30,000. Also, if your income is lower than the contribution limits for 2023 or any year, then you can only contribute up to the amount you make that is taxable. Also, a great benefit of any 401k is that your employer will match up to a certain percent. So let's say you make a certain amount of money a year. You put 8% of that into a 401k, but an employer might decide to match half of that, which is 4%. And there's other things like vesting and all that. So if you're, let's say, if you join a company today, they will only vest a 20%, 25% based on what rules the company have in place. Vesting is only important if you're deciding to leave the company. Let's say after first year, the company decides to only vest 25% of the money they put in. So if they put in $1,000, you're only going to get to keep $250 if you leave early. But after 4 years, you get to keep that full $1,000. And this is how companies make you stay in that company for a long time. For penalty wise, if you withdraw before 59.5, same rule as the Roth IRA, which is a 10% early penalty. But the point here is not to touch that money. The point here is to grow your account to a place where you can live comfortably when you retire, but at the same time, you have some money set aside today that you can enjoy your present. There's also one more thing. In 2023, if you're above the age of 73, you have to take minimum required distributions, but starting in 2024, there's going to be no required minimum distributions that you would have to take. So it'll be really similar to your Roth IRA, but just the contribution limit changes. So now let's go to a 401k retirement calculator, which I'll provide the links to a 401k and a Roth IRA calculator down in the description below for you to play around with the numbers. So this 401k calculator is tax deferred, which means that you would have to pay taxes on it. But remember, we invested into a Roth 401k, which means that you don't have to pay any taxes on the money you contribute. The average median household income in the United States in 2021 was $70,784. So based on that number, let's take the annual salary of $70,000 with an 8% contribution from your side, and your salary increases about 3% each year. And let's say that you're at the age of 30, you're going to retire at the age of 65, and you have a current balance of $0 and the annual rate of return, which is 10%, which is a reasonable number for a long term. And let's say that your employer matches 50% and the employer matches ends at 8%. That's why we put 8%, the minimum you have to contribute to get the most benefit out of your Roth 401k or any 401k in general. So after 35 years, you would have $3,196,613 in your Roth 401k, which is tax-free on your contributions. So now let's go to the Roth IRA calculator and calculate your contributions for 2023. So you're going to deposit $6,500. So you're going to retire at the age of 65. You're going to have an annual rate of return of 10%, and your net household income is going to be $70,000, and you're going to start with $0. Based on these calculations, you're going to have $1.94 million at the time of retirement. So as you can see, if you start early, you have a great benefit in your retirement account. So after adding both the Roth 401k and the Roth IRA account, you're going to have $5,136,613. But based on other factors, you might have more or less based on the time you start and the amount of annual household income you have. But we're only counting that only one person in your family is investing in a Roth 401k and a Roth IRA. If both people invest, then you're going to have double the amount of money in here. But here's the thing, right? Everyone has expenses, but it's hard to live if you're counting pennies every day, right? The point of this is to have a successful retirement account, but at the same time to enjoy. So if you do this step, you'll be better off than most of the population in the United States. As always, guys, hope you had a wonderful day. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Also take a look at the links below for the Roth IRA calculator and the Roth 401k calculator. Thank you guys and have a good day. Bye bye.